Hey kids, Brian Tryman here, Pez Through the Ages. We got a YouTube channel and a Facebook page and a whole bunch of Easter lambs. Now this could also be the Passover lamb or the Paschal lamb. This was the sacrifice that Abraham made when God told him, you know what, don't sacrifice Isaac to me, go ahead and sacrifice that lamb. It's also, and so as part of the Passover Seder, it's the blood on the doorpost so that the angel of death would pass over as part of the 10th plague in right before the Exodus. And it is also Agnes or lamb is Agnes is Latin for lamb and holy. It represents the sacrifice that Jesus made for all of us. Or, assuming that's your Christian belief, I happen to be Jewish, and so I'm also a Pez collector. What we're going to do here is look at all of these lambs, and I'll tell you when they came out and what good they are and other things you can learn. For instance, Lamb A, all 7 of these guys in the back with no pupils, different from these guys, these guys come out in 1976 or later. And what I mean by that is, well, you can tell. These first 2 are Austria stems, and they are 2.6. This is when everything gets started, kind of. Here's your 2.6, that's Austria, and you're going to find this little circle here on the back. They're all 7 of these are on, 2 of them are on footed, 3 of them are on footed stems, the rest are non-footed. But importantly, the first 2 here are 2.6 Austria with a 3 IMC. And they're all on 1 leaf springs, the little spring in the back. You can see that pushes the head back to where it's supposed to go. Just 1 leaf until you get to the very end. 2.6 Austria 3. Then we're going to move into the 3.9s. And 3.9, at least mine, come in Yugo and Jugo flavor. This one happens to be Yugo with a Y. It's a 3.9. I imagine there's a 3.4 that I don't have if they went from 2.6 to 3.9. I'm not aware that they stopped making the lamb. You can see these first 2 had the paint on the nose, and then we lost it. You still get these squiggle mouths. But once we start getting this one looks like it's got real decal type of eyes, kind of pad printing as opposed to hand painted like this guy. That one looks legit as well, and a more uniform mouth. But the difference here, we go from this Yugo and Jugo with a J. Once we get feet, we're in the 4.9 world. This is a 4.9 Yugoslavia, still with the single leaf with the circle on the back. We've got a spine. Now Yugoslavia comes into existence around 1990. And here is Jugoslavia, which I imagine is just, it's a different way of pronouncing it. The J forms the Y sound in some languages, and nobody really cares what it says down there as long as it says something as required by law. Now this one is a Slovenia. Slovenia comes into play once Yugoslavia breaks up, and we also get the 1970, I think it says 78, but I thought it was a 1976 Pez. It definitely says 78. Or maybe that's a 79, depending on my shadows and lighting. But that's the first and only of these 7 that have that. So we've got 2.6, 3.9, 4.9. We've got Austria, Yugo, and Slovenia. Remember, with Slovenia, you want to make sure that your R on the other side is upside down or right side up. But I'm probably missing a 3.4 that goes in there, and maybe I'm missing some other stuff. Lamb B, we add the eyeballs. And let's see, and now we've got it pretty clearly. It looks like a 1979 to me. Sure is, that's a 1979. And it comes in crystal and solid. These come out in 2000. Let me get this crystal one on the website. I skipped over 1980 when the magical music makers come out. A little kazoo type action. It's a different head entirely. You'll note one has black eyes and one has blue eyes. I'll get to the Merry Music Makers another time, but just in the grand scheme of lambs, there we are. In 2000, remember 1978 or 9, 6, who knows? This guy is 2000, and then in 2004 we get this one right here. she's got, look how different these are. You've got the bow on the side versus the bow just kind of around the top with the eyes looking off to the side. This one, again, 2004. Mine's on a 4.9 Hungary. I should have mentioned this one, the one with Slovenia, is a 4-leaf spring inside. Anyway, in 2009, we get these guys. There's actually, I think, one of these that also goes here. So 3 different versions of the 2009 Minnesota Pez Convention dispenser that would come with the registration. In 2008 and 2010, we get these two. You've got the blue stem in 2008 and the pink stem in 2010. Some will talk about the difference in the paint colors on the bow or the eyes or the nose. I don't do that kind of nonsense. And so I can't tell you whether both stem versions are available with both versions of the paint. Nor do I care. I'm not even sure why I have the 2 different stem colors, but I'll tell you 2008 and 2010 for D, A, B, C, D. E comes along, and we get 3 versions of E so far. Tall, tall, and short. And you can see this one's got blue eyes and blue scarf. This one's purple eyes and purple scarf. And then they have corresponding but not matching stems. The one with the blue scarf comes out in 2017, as does the mini with the reverse colors, purple with the blue stem. We get the tall version of this mini one, or the reverse color one, from 2017, 2 years later, in 2019. In 2020, we get the caterpillar size. They look like fat little caterpillars to me, but they're still lambs. And those come out in 2020, tall and short, and available again this year. So that is your lesson in lambs. They also, if you're a completist and a nut job, not only do you probably need that 3.4 and the other 2009 that goes in here, and maybe some of these things with different whistle colors and blah, blah, blah. There is an Easter egg with a lamb on it somewhere down here, right there, the pinkish one. And then hiding in this box way up there are my Avis dispensers still in the bag from the Avis car rental company. And that one, I've got a lamb in there as well. But I'm not going to show you that. That's a different video. Search for Pez Avis and you'll find it.